What is going on, YouTube? Airsoft back with the TaktReport. This is the after action report where me and my co-host, callsign Image over here, check out his channel, Axes with Isaac. We're going to go over our Milsim experience and hopefully get you into going to your next Milsim event. Anything you'd like to add?
No, just happy to be here. This was an absolutely awesome event.
Yes.
First one that we actually won.
Yes.
So excited.
Yes. Before we get to that, let's start from the square one, the beginning. We went over in the last one, which I will post one of these days. Sorry, I didn't post it. My cats are fighting in the background. Stop it. Which I'll post one of these days. I'll make sure to get that one out. But the planning phase. How was the planning phase compared to the other events? We can go all the way back to Thunderdome 3 because that was the first one. Then we'll talk about Bone Crusher, and then we'll compare it to this one.
So this one was definitely significantly better than the other two that we've done. Thunderdome 3, there was almost no planning whatsoever for it. It was just, hey, show up. This is just a gigantic airsoft game. That's how it was treated, basically. There was no organization for our squad lead. You didn't know who our squad lead was for, I don't even remember what team we were on.
Yeah.
So from that, basically to Bone Crusher, which was more organized, but the starting points weren't shared with us beforehand, so nobody knew where to go. And nobody got into the area at the same time, so people just started in random spots. But Thunderdome 3, or Thunderdome 4, this one, it was way better. Like, our team leads, our XO, and our CO were in communication. We knew exactly what we needed to do at the start. We had people tasked with different things. We had a plan. We had that plan mapped out on the actual map. It was awesome. And it was just significantly better planned than all of the other events that we've done so far.
Yeah, I would second that. This time I got to be a platoon leader, which was crazy, a lot of work, but it was fun. And yeah, on my end, literally like a month before we got all the platoon leads into the channel and introduced ourselves, and we were like, okay, this is the base plan for the frequencies we're using, break your squads up. I had a lot more free range than I thought I would. It was basically like, here's your platoon, break it up how you want to. I chose to do 4 squads of around like 10 to 15 people. And then leading up to the event, as our CO got information, we got information. As I got information, I passed it on to everybody. And a lot of people were communicating in the Facebook group. And I think it really showed because we hit the ground running and we just didn't stop. We kind of dominated every single phase.
Yeah, my mission at the start was to go see if there was a control box in the upstairs of Sears. It was anticlimactic, but it was still cool because I never actually got to go in the upstairs of Sears before. We weren't allowed there last time. So, it was very eerie seeing just the wide open space that's lit, as you walk through it.
Yeah.
It was kind of crazy. But, I mean, we immediately, as soon as we finished clearing upstairs and making sure there's no control box, we went downstairs and got in the fight. So, fun.
Speaking of that, the spawns were different this year than they were last time. How did you like the spawn setup?
Way better. I would have liked to have a little bit more dynamic spawns, or more drops for the enemy team because we kind of dominated them. But I really liked that our spawns were closer to the entrance and that we got drops throughout.
Yeah.
So every Evo has drops for where we would spawn, versus the first time we were just like, spawn in Sears, you're good. And then TCA Bone Crusher was better, but way less organized. There's just a lot less communication from the top down to us to let us know where we needed to be on each game. It got way better on Sunday because we had all been playing together and we all got what we needed to do, but it shouldn't take 2 days to get communication set up during the event.
And I know for me, when Jeremy, our CO, asked who wanted to be a platoon lead, one of the questions was, did you do a previous Thunderdome? And I think what helped us out was that a lot of the platoon leads and the CO and everything knew the layout of the mall before we went there. So we're able to kind of like plan better of where we should expect engagements. But going back to the spawning situation, yeah, I also thought it was way better. When they had us spawning on opposite ends of the mall, it was kind of tailored to ones to the side that was away from Sears. The side that was furthest from Sears had the better spawn because they can get the most distance, and they had the most routes to take to get like to flank behind
tunnels. Yeah, behind all the stores that they can use, and they also have one going from their spawn all the way up to the food court. Yeah, basically on the opposite side of the mall. Yeah. So it was any team that spawned over there automatically had better chance of like taking the mall, basically.
Which I don't think this spawn fixed that issue, because basically what they did is they split it down that food court alleyway, which made each team have equal chances of getting to that Y intersection where a lot of the fights happen. But also, we kind of got more favored to having that long tunnel down, and we're able to use that to our advantage. So that tunnel, for me, presents the biggest issue with the spawning setup, going both ways.
Yeah, it's hard to make it better, but they did do a good job in this one, just because they spawned the same amount of people in Sears as the other side. I don't remember what the store is. But on the far side, so they had the opportunity to use that tunnel still and take advantageous spots, but we just routed them every time.
Yeah, yeah.
So, like towards the very end, they like had a drop back there, and they came up through the downstairs as well and started pushing the Chitty Guns tunnel.
Yeah.
So that was a fun fight, but that was the only time that we actually had a fight outside of Mexican restaurant hallway and their spawn. Like,
I would like to see how it is with, and because the way it's set up was that you had your main spawn at the very beginning, you had your one pre-deployment where you can deploy somewhere else on the map. I would like to see if there was multiple pre-deployments. It would be harder to gather, like get everybody
I don't think it would be as bad as you think it would be.
Yeah, so like say you have I don't know how many people go to Thunderdome, like 200 per team,
like 100 per team.
Yeah, so like if you have 200 per team, give like 3 pre-deployments, and you can put them different areas on the maps, because then that kind of makes people watch their back. So we couldn't just like rush to that tunnel. Maybe you put a pre-deployment in that tunnel, and then maybe put one at the top part of the Y, and then maybe 2 pre-deployments. You can put one in the tunnel, one at the top part of the Y.
I think you do even more than that. You can do smaller pre-deployments, so you have teams. Basically, you make it so it's diagonal as you go. So you basically just zigzag down the mall of teams in various spots. So you have teams on each side of you when you start.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to watch both sides. You either push one way or push the other, or you stay in place and you protect. And then the teams push towards the middle. And whoever's left in the middle is the victorious team for like the pre-deployments.
Yeah.
I think that would be a cool way of doing it, because then you don't have teams starting from each side of the Y and then each side of the center.
Mm-hmm.
Have more teams spawning in between, so you get more interesting fights.
Yeah. I also think that they should just get one of those blowhorns for the airdrops. Like when an airdrop is about to be stationed, it does present some sort of like tactical aspect of, oh man, we gotta communicate on our comms to get everyone to go to this airdrop. But if they just did like a sound and everyone's like, okay, they're doing an airdrop, and then that presents another challenge of saying like, okay, hey, we don't want everyone to turn and go to that airdrop, because then we might lose another spot. Or doing 2 airdrops at once, kind of like tailor the airdrops towards the side that's losing, So if our team's losing, we get 2 airdrops. We can kind of divide their attention a little bit and kind of give the possibility of getting back into the fight.
Yeah, that would have helped them a lot, because when they so our team was dominating so badly that we walked around for an hour looking for a fight and couldn't find one.
Yeah.
But when they did do airdrops, we saw them doing the airdrop, and we would call out on the radio, green drop, top of Y, green drop, main entrance, door 4.
And then we could send a lot of people over there.
Oh, we did.
Yeah.
We shut down their airdrops every time they did an airdrop that we saw happening. So like if they went through the center of the mall, we all knew like, okay, there's like 15 people going that way or 20 people going that way. That's a drop.
Yeah.
We need to be prepared. And we would prepare. And our CO would be aware of it because he would be on the radio. Every squad lead would be aware of it because they were on the radio. We had one dude doing comms for all teams.
Yeah.
Which
I don't think he's going to be able to go to Thunderdome 5.
Oh, no.
Yeah. It's a sad.
He did an awesome job, though.
He did.
He's the reason we were so prepared because
see my comp setup right here.
Call out. Yeah.
Pop. I might have to adjust this. I think I'm just gonna have to invest in like actual like Peltors, because that chirping noise from these, I'm not a fan.
Oh, I don't know. I haven't heard it.
Yeah.
But I was just using an earpiece for mine because I was using a single radio.
Yeah. The barrels. How'd you like the barrels compared to looking for small loot this year?
I think it was way better.
Yeah, I think the barrels were better too.
We could use them as cover. They weren't hard cover, so if somebody threw a nade at you, you were still dead. So it wasn't like you were invincible when you were carrying a barrel or using them as like cover.
Speaking of grenades, Airsoft junkies, you gotta get your shipment of grenades in. They did today. They did today?
They did it today. The AFG4 or the AFG.
The tag in PA grenades, yeah.
The new ones, the 4s will drop later this week. The 6s they're shipping out now. The 4s drop later this week.
I gotta message you then because I got let's see, 18 grenades that have not shown up to any of the 2 events we did, but
these are not real grenades.
Yeah, YouTube. Grenades. These are airsoft grenades. Yes.
So not even plastic BBs, just freeze-dried peas.
Going along with that, man, every time we do events like this, I just feel like we need more and more grenades. There's so many instances where it's just like shooting back and forth and nothing's happening. Either that or more people need to get on board with just rushing into a place.
Yeah. I honestly liked this more. Where's this red light coming from? Oh, it's from this. Okay. I honestly liked this more because there weren't as many grenades. Because there were more firefights than there were just throwing grenades back and forth.
But I think it got everyone comfortable into bad habits. There were so many times where we're just like 20 people just in a hallway, and it's just like, yo, one grenade comes in this hallway, that's 20 people down.
And that happened a couple times.
Yeah.
It took out so many people, but it also made for way more interesting firefights, in my opinion. Yeah. Because you could just stand there, get naded, and then get lit up because someone threw a nade at you and you stopped shooting.
Yeah.
So I liked the firefights more without as many grenades. It made it more like what I'm used to. But I don't know. It's a toss-up. There's a situation for everything, basically.
How did your gear differ for this Thunderdome compared to either the last one or Bone Crusher? Did you make any adjustments or anything like that?
I did. So my vest was laid out very differently than I've done it before. So my vest, I had 6 mags up front. I did 6 mag pouches, and I got rid of the admin pouch from below. Then I put like a small admin pouch underneath my right arm, so I could have my phone on me and my keys without them being in a pocket. So if I fell, I wouldn't break something.
Yeah.
And then because I didn't have all of that weight up front, because the admin pouch would have my keys, my phone, mags, like extra stuff that I needed. I wasn't carrying as much stuff. I was carrying more mags. I had water on my back as usual, and my air tank. But I just paid more attention to streamlining my gear and only carrying what I absolutely needed. I didn't carry anything crazy like a speed loader or anything this time because we went to our spawns fairly often.
Yeah.
We had, like, spawns were not forever away like they were in Bone Crusher, where you wanted to carry extra stuff with you.
I'm still like, did I carry a speed loader on me at Bone Crusher? I can't even remember.
I think you had a small one.
Did I was like,
I think you only had a small one for your pistol.
Yeah.
Oh no, you had the M4 mag. You had the M4 mag in the back.
Oh
I
yeah,
remember taking it
yeah.
out for you.
Yeah. Dang, how did I not run out of ammo there?
I don't know. I was running 6 EPM1 mags, so I rarely ever ran out of ammo, but I did run out of ammo once.
Yeah.
And then I keep a cheap plastic mag on my belt for when I run out of ammo of everything else. Speaking
of that, I think I tried something different for Bone Crusher, and I think everyone should do this because the spawns are so close. I ran a gas blowback.
Bone Crusher or Thunderdome?
Or sorry, Thunderdome. I ran a gas blowback for Thunderdome, and because spawns are so close, it was easy to run back, refill if I needed to. There's only one situation where I got taken out of a fight that I was like, man, I shouldn't have left. But yeah, I think Thunderdome presents a unique opportunity to be able to run unconventional airsoft guns than what you do for normal events. Because for things like Milsim West, well, even for Milsim West, I think I could run a gas blowback for that because you're allowed to reload on the field, because you're issued ammo. I feel like I could do it for that. Just keep like a spare thing of green gas and a speed loader on me. But definitely like not for TCA events. I can't run a gas blowback for those. But yeah, my gear, you know, it remains very much the same. Plate carrier, phone case. I added a push to talk here, and then I got my radios on the back there. So I didn't really change much. I actually don't think I changed anything from Bone Crusher. Just the addition of using the gas blowback.
Radio.
Yeah, and I didn't even use it.
Yeah, because I think there were problems with your mic, right?
No, I didn't understand the full way that they set up our radio transmission, and it was basically we spoke to our squads, and then our RTO communicated what we needed to the lead RTO. So I didn't even need to listen in on that channel.
Yeah, I mean, it is still cool to be able to know what all the factions are doing, basically.
Yeah.
But yeah, my Kythera build broke in half the day before Thunderdome, so I ran my MP9 with the TAP Airsoft mag. It worked well enough for me to run it. I'm still waiting on the final product that they're sending me. I got a notification that it was dispatched today, so hoping for it at least. And then I ran my AAG, but I basically was in so many firefights, my AAG almost overheated again. So I went and got an MTW billet series Gen 3.
Join the squad.
One of the best things that I've ever gotten.
Yeah.
I now have it outfitted. I'm gonna go mess with it in a couple weeks. Really excited about that.
Yo, Wolverine, sponsor us.
It would be awesome. I will hype your gear every day of the week because it is quality.
No, yeah, the first day I used my MTW, and honestly, that's like it speaks for itself. It's probably the best HPA setup I've ever used. I'm even selling my F2 build right now to get another F2 build, but I'm getting an MP7 hopefully.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and then I can run an SMG at the next Bone Crusher. But yeah, I was like, this just replaces my 416 F2 build, so I might as well sell that.
Yeah, if my MP9 works out, I'll run it as a rifleman in TCA because I will be able to have more distance with it, and I don't really care about full auto necessarily. I mean, it's fun, but I don't want to get a whole new adapter for it or run gas blowback.
You actually don't. You just need to get a new lower. And the lowers are the cheap part.
Well, no, I'm talking about the MP9. MP9 is the gas blowback.
Yeah. So the way is yours not set up this way where it has the.
Oh, this one's the 3D printed one.
Yeah. But it should have like a
swap it out.
really, dude. They just oh my goodness. This isn't like hating on tapped airsoft, but their old adapters were way better than their new ones.
Yeah,
because it used to be set up where like
cost.
you can switch out the lowers. So if I bought the upper that was basically just the mag with an HPA tap in it, I could switch the lower from like an M4 lower to like a 9mm lower and use 9mm mags.
Nope.
Dang.
Unfortunately, they're the only ones that make an MP9 HPA adapter.
Dang.
It's very disappointing. I should have just gotten the MP5 mag adapter for it, or just gotten an MP5. You know,
Yeah.
going that way instead of been like, oh yeah, this is really cool. But
Maybe one will show up for you for your birthday present. Just to
think
recap, what the things we liked and didn't like about this one. Let's go over that for a second.
For me, I loved the new drop system that they did for spawns, but I think it could be improved, as discussed. Like, I think that they could add more drops, like randomly throughout the game. They didn't do the objectives like they did last time.
Yeah, that was something that I missed. Unless they did do the objectives and we just like destroyed them too quickly. No, they're just drops.
The only thing they did were drops, because they did lower the amount of people they brought this time. I think they lowered it by like 60 people, 50 people, or something like that. May not have been 200 people. I think it was like 150 per team, somewhere around there.
Yeah.
Last time there were 186 people for tan.
And that dropped to like 70 by the end of the.
Oh, on Sunday there were like 50 or 60 of us playing. Which
I gotta commend Green for, because it was looking pretty grim on Sunday when I got there, and it was just like all tan in there, and I was like, dang, dude, we're not even gonna be able to play today. And then like the Green still showed up. They still showed up.
Yeah, I would have been very demoralized if I was on Green. We can't understate enough how much we dominated them.
Well, that's how it was for us last time.
That's true.
Yeah.
But we did make some progress forward last time.
Yeah.
This time they got shut in their spawn. They couldn't escape their spawn or their stash house at the end, where the control box was at the bottom of the Y at South Street. We basically just shut them in. We even got past their spawn at one point, and they were only in the they were in the Chitty Gun tunnel, which is door 4, the main tunnel, and then they were in their stash house at the bottom of the Y. We were not being approached from their spawn.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's very unfortunate for them.
You know, I wonder. Actually, no, that doesn't fix it either. I was like, what if they did the same like barrier idea, but have it go through Sears? But even still, like, no matter which way you split this mall, one team's gonna get the side with the most back routes.
Yeah, I think the way they could do it, that may or may not work, is put a tunnel or put a wall down the middle of that part of the wall, so the tunnels aren't on both sides of the same battlefield. You basically make it so you have tunnels on each side of the battlefield, like they did for our spawn splitting down the middle of the Y.
Yeah.
Center near South Street. If they put a wall there, I think they could have a lot of good fights and help break that whole area up.
Yeah.
Because Sears, there's no way to split that down the middle. There's no tunnels behind anything except one that goes just between stores. There's only 2 stores that have a tunnel. So that's putting a wall there wouldn't make sense. But putting a wall down the middle of the east side of the Y probably.
This is wishful thinking, but what if they turned it into like an attack and defend type of event?
That'd be interesting.
Where you have
this is the map.
Oh, yep.
So Sears, sorry, right finger. Sears is, and then blue is tunnels.
Also, if you're watching this and you haven't watched any of the 2 Thunderdome videos I released, what you doing? You would have seen the map and know what we're talking about then. Next events. So we talked about Thunderdome. When I release the other one, you'll hear about Bone Crusher. We have now 2 more events lined up in the horizon. Just bought tickets for the first one, waiting for tickets to go on sale for the second one. So Do you know anything about Cape Fear Rebellion?
Negative.
Neither do I.
Blind.
I'm probably gonna have to.
Expensive event.
Yeah.
So I don't expect a whole lot from it. I expect that it's going to be a gigantic airsoft game.
Yeah.
With some random stuff thrown in, which is perfectly fine with me because it's not very far from us. I'm super excited about it.
Just to think about it. So, I'll put a little timestamp on this part of it. But $50 early bird registration for 3 days of airsoft. You can't really beat that. Like a normal open play costs like $30. So $20 more and you're getting literally like a day and a half. Oh yeah, 2 night games. Yeah.
Yeah. So Friday night, Saturday night.
Wait, there's night games too?
Yeah. You didn't see that? Yeah,
help me fund night vision.
Oh man.
I like running no nods because it's just fun for me because I'm not afraid of the dark.
Dude, I'm afraid of the dark.
I don't have a problem with
born afraid of the dark. But yeah. Cape Fear Rebellion, we're going to that. Both are on tan side again. Like, you know, at this point it's just an allegiance to the tan sag.
It's also I don't want to buy new gear.
Yeah. Well, apparently most of these events are pretty like lax on. It's mainly your clothing, not your plate carrier. So like, if we ever did want to do green, like
I would just buy an all green. So another thing that I'm going to start doing, or have started doing with Thunderdome, is unless I'm going to be on a specific thing or a specific team that requires a specific camo, like a specific camo pattern, like a special team within our division within our team, or they don't allow solid colors, I am only gonna wear solid colors.
Dang. Okay.
I'm tired of getting shot by our own team.
I was gonna ask if you wanted to get a matching camo print because I found
we can get a matching camo print.
There's multicam arid.
Very obvious.
Yeah. So whenever you get a chance to look it up, it's called multicam arid, and it's basically multicam but with less, like 50% less green. It's more or less shades of tan. It's a little pricey. I found on JK Army. But it's like a complete mimics Cry, but it's basically the same thing as Cry, like top, bottom. And I was thinking about like, you know, rocking that with the squad.
I am okay doing that if we're doing it as a team. Like if we're gonna wear the same camo pattern and match and all of that.
To which, this is just for Milsim events across the board. I think more events should do tan versus black or green versus green and black are kind of similar, but they should do tan versus black more, or allow black in with the green colors, because a lot of people are going to probably wear black and that will disrupt it enough to where it's like, okay.
Or even just do civilian clothing for the other side.
Yeah, well, Milsim West does that. Milsim West does that, where it's they have 3 factions for Milsim West. They have Rust Ford, NATO, and then the not insurgents, but the militia, and the militia is like civilian clothing. But yeah,
I think that having more differing camo patterns is really important because we talked about this last time too. There was a special force on green that had a really like tan camo pattern.
Yeah, it was basically multicam with like 20% more green, but it was like it was
also digital.
Yeah.
So you saw a lot of tan, and I was like, okay, tan, hey, shot immediately. Okay, yep. Also stopped calling out tan before I shoot. Just start shooting when I like am fairly confident that it's the other team.
Yeah.
I can revive people.
I'm starting to learn, like, like, you know, people have 2 TQs. It's easier to shoot first and ask for an apology, which is, you know, opposite of what you should do in real life. But
yeah, exactly.
When playing airsoft, you got to kind of think like you're playing airsoft sometimes.
Yeah. Exactly. It's like hardcore on Modern Warfare.
Yeah.
Like Call of Duty. It's you shoot first and then you're like, oh crap, that was my team.
Yeah. But yeah, we talked about all that. We kind of strayed away from Cape Fear Rebellion. Both of us have no clue on what's going on there. It'll be our first time going. So I'm excited for that.
Going with 0 expectations.
Oh, I was gonna watch a bunch of YouTube videos. I like to metagame everything. Like if I could find a way to like min-max what I'm doing, I'm gonna do it. Which is a bunch of gaming terms I don't know if you fully know, but
Yeah, I know what you mean.
yeah.
But I may look at a couple videos just to know what I should prepare and see if I should even bother with a sniper.
Yeah.
Because honestly,
I've been to Black Ops before.
Great.
It's a pretty large area with a lot of like no man land type instances where it's like a lot of wide open spots. There's like a big wooded.
Run too, then.
Yeah. Yeah, that's another thing. I want to know the rule set for like, you know, what we can chrono with. Did I see that and I just miss it? Did they separate classes or anything?
I haven't looked super hard at this one just yet. I saw that it was something in Black Ops and that it wasn't too far away. And I was like, yep, I'm down. It's cheap. And it's just going to be a gigantic airsoft game.
Yeah.
So, I'm pumped.
Nice. But yeah.
It's like the perfect time in May.
Yeah.
Because we just did Thunderdome. And we get April to rest and play Airsoft. Then we get to go play 3 days straight in May. So, yeah.
Then we got June, July, and then in August, Thunderdome 5.
Yep. I've already requested my PTO for all of the Airsoft milsims that we've planned so far.
Nice.
But, yeah. Footwear. One thing I wanted to mention.
Oh, yeah. I just bought new footwear.
Good.
Let's see, what is it?
Test your footwear thoroughly before doing the milsim. Because I have a pair of boots where they're a little bit too big. They've stretched a little bit, where I wore socks, like an extra pair of socks with them. And I tightened it down and I basically crushed my ankles for 3 days. So I'm still recovering from that.
Nice.
So make sure that you have comfortable footwear and footwear that supports your ankles. And that's the right size. You don't want to get something small and then have to break it in and have blisters all over your feet, or something too large and have to wear extra socks where you're going to end up hurting yourself.
And if you're doing outdoor events, get waterproof footwear.
Yes, 100%.
I got
absolutely.
these right here. Oh shit, that's
super washed out.
Well, I'll just read it to you. I got the Belleville AMRAP Vapor waterproof mid-cut tactical boot for men, designed for police, EMS, and security with traction outsole.
Send it to me. I'll check it out. With my knee problems, I have to be careful what boots or what shoes and footwear I wear.
Yeah, they had the little bit of the foam that reminded me of like the Ultra Boost with a sole on an outsole on the bottom. So I was like, I'll try these out.
Nice. But yeah,
I think that covers everything. So yeah, if you enjoy these types of videos, let me look at the camera. If you enjoy these types of videos, please leave a comment down in the description. And if there's anything that you want to see changed or different, also leave that comment in the description so we can make each and every video better. This has been fun. I hope you get a little bit of a better insight on milsim events, and go to your first milsim or go to your next milsim. This is TaktReport Airsoft and
Axes with Isaac.
signing out.